Hello there, good evening. It's 6:30 p.m. Welcome to News Tonight here on GHOne Television. We're live from our studios at the Platinum Place, Northridge. Also live on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube at GHOne TV. Now, here's what to expect in the next 60 minutes. Chiefs in Nima urge NDC party hierarchy to uphold the outcome of the February 7 parliamentary primary in Ayawaso East, warning that any attempt to nullify the results could trigger chaos. Also in the bulletin tonight, Accra High Court grants Alhaji Saidu Abagri bail in the sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis with two sureties after the Attorney General waived the right to oppose bail. Also, Roads Ministry justifies changes to the design of the Swami interchange, explaining that the original plan failed to provide for full compensation to land and property owners affected by the proposed Tier 4 interchange.
Divert most of the traffic up north from the city center. Swami will therefore require less capacity than previously.
In business this evening, spare parts dealers at Abosiokai are threatening to strike over newly implemented Value Added Tax Act 2025, which is Act 1151, which they say is negatively impacting their businesses. And on the foreign front, the arrest of opposition country's October elections. Well, stay with me because I've got the details of these stories, including the latest in the world of sports, all coming up. Well, grateful for the company this evening. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Let's do details of our stories now. And President John Dramani Mahama has charged Ghana's newly commissioned ambassadors to make economic results the center of their diplomatic work. Now, speaking at the commissioning of 5 new ambassadors at the presidency, the president stressed that Ghana's foreign policy must translate directly into jobs, growth and tangible benefits for the citizens, urging envoys to aggressively pursue investment, trade and innovation to strengthen the country's global competitiveness. Presidential Affairs correspondent Abdul Hanan Adam has more.
President John Mahama has commissioned 5 new ambassadors to represent the country in Latin America, Europe, West Africa, and the Middle East, and tasked them with advancing Ghana's economic and strategic interests abroad. The new envoys have also been asked to adopt an outcomes-driven approach to diplomacy, insisting their work must deliver measurable economic benefits to the country. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony at the presidency, President Mahama said Ghana's foreign missions must go beyond protocol and representation and focus on economic diplomacy that creates jobs, drives growth, and enhances national security.
Your work must translate into jobs, growth, opportunities, security, and measurable benefits for our people. You are expected to pursue economic diplomacy with urgency by attracting strategic investments, expanding non-traditional exports, promoting tourism, facilitating innovation and technology transfer, and strengthening Ghana's competitiveness in global markets. Every partnership you build, every market you open, and every investor you attract must serve a broader national purpose. The government has embarked on a reset agenda grounded in integrity, efficiency, accountability, and results-driven governance. As heads of mission, you are required to reflect this national reset by moving from passive representation to purposeful engagement.
Backing the calls for results-driven diplomacy, President Mahama indicated that a KPI-driven performance framework has been introduced to hold heads of mission accountable for results.
This framework is designed to strengthen accountability, reward excellence, improve service delivery, and ensure that every mission functions as a strategic tool for national development. Under it, your performance will be assessed on outcomes in trade and investment, the quality of partnerships you build, the efficiency of consular services, engagement with the Ghanaian diaspora, and the prudent management of public resources.
Speaking on behalf of his colleagues, Ghana's ambassador to Mali, Lieutenant Colonel Omar Sanda Ahmed, retired, pledged to deliver strong outcomes in line with the government reset agenda in their respective postings and to meet the key performance indicators set by the president.
That as we sally forth into foreign lands to carry high the flag of Ghana, he should expect nothing but excellence. He has charged us, and we shall keep the charge. We shall perform to the best of our ability. And at the end of the day, he will be proud that he has sent this group to represent this country, Ghana.
The newly sworn-in envoys include Alhaji Said Sinari, Ghana's ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Lieutenant Colonel Omar Sanda Ahmed, retired, Ghana's ambassador to Mali, and Kofi Atto, Ghana's ambassador to the Republic of Cuba. The rest are Emmanuel Opeko, ambassador in situ, and Regina Pierre-Sam, High Commissioner to the Republic of Malta. Reporting for GHOne News.
Well, away from the presidency, as Ghana takes steps to rename Kodjo International Airport, some controversy pops up about whom the cup fits to be named for the airport. Now, despite government's decision to restore the name to the city, Accra, this gives us an opportunity to take a look at some heroic figures fit for Ghana's primary gateway. Eko Boache takes us through some historic characters who would have been a good fit.
Already seeing legislative processes, Kodjo International Airport will undergo a christening, Accra International Airport. Although the name has been agreed on, a section of the public have called for the edifice to be named after a prominent person in Ghana's history. One of the historical characters befitting the cut is Osu Alatamanche Nikwab Naboni III. He lived from 1888 to 1968, serving as chief of Osu. Niboni is a son of the Ghanland who defined trade in the 1940s. He led a massive boycott of European goods due to inflated prices. Niboni's act changed trade for the nation. It firmed the idea of sovereignty of nations in pricing. Whenever goods go through the halls of the airports, Nikwab Naboni III's legacy comes back alive. Nikwab Naboni III International Airport. It joins regally named airports like King Shaka International in Durban, South Africa, Morocco's Mohammed V International Airport, and King Fahd International Airport, Saudi Arabia, among others. Another name that fits the bill is Kofi Annan. Most diplomats. Kofi Annan, who died in 2018, was United Nations Secretary General from 1997 to 2006 and a 2001 Nobel Peace Prize laureate. As the first Secretary General to rise through the internal ranks of the United Nations staff, Kofi introduced the Renewing the United Nations program, which created the position of Deputy Secretary General and streamlined the organization's management to be more transparent and accountable. Think diplomacy at the gateway to the world. Kofi Annan International Airport. Last on the list is Ghana's first female pilot, Melody Millicent Dankwa. Born in 1937, she was chosen among the first 3 women towards the end of 1963 to be trained in the Ghana Air Force as pilots. As the legacy Melody Dankwa sets brought forth many Ghanaian women who have become aviators, Melody Dankwa International Airport joins the Indira Gandhi International Airport in India and Queen Alia International Airport in Jordan, among others named after women. But Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga says renaming the airport for the city is a marketing boost for Ghana's capital. However, if the city gives its name to the airport, there are 3 terminals that could honor our heroes. For GHOne TV and Star FM, Eko Boache.
Well, let's do some more stories. The Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, has been plunged into mourning following the death of a student after a fall from an off-campus hostel. The deceased, Ransford Amankwa Asumeni, was a second-year BSc Agribusiness Management student. In a statement, the university said he fell from the second floor of a hostel at Ayeduase in the early hours of Sunday, February 8, 2026. He was rushed to the KNUST hospital with support from the KNUST District Police Patrol team, but was pronounced dead on arrival. Now, KNUST says the family has been informed and the body has been deposited at the hospital mortuary pending an autopsy. Meanwhile, police and university security have launched investigations into the incident as KNUST extends condolences to the bereaved family and the university community. Well, you're still watching News Tonight here on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. We'll take a breather. We do have more for you right after that. Well, thank you so much for staying with us here on the News Tonight on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Now, let's get into Insight for tonight. Well, for Insight tonight, we are focusing our lenses on Ayawaso East because of the NDC's primaries over the weekend. Well, the National Democratic Congress has held its parliamentary primaries in the constituency ahead of the upcoming by-election. Now, while the exercise was largely peaceful, it is marked by allegations of vote buying, prompting responses from candidates and party representatives and leadership. Well, there's more in this report.
Delegates of the National Democratic Congress converged at the Nima Cluster of Schools Voting Center in the Ayawaso East constituency on February 7 to elect a parliamentary candidate for the party ahead of the by-election on March 3, 2026. The voting exercise was orderly, with the party officials, security personnel present to supervise the process from start to finish. As voting progressed, allegations of vote buying surfaced on social media, triggering reactions from some of the aspirants. Candidate Baba Jamal dismissed claims describing items linked to him as gifts and not inducements.
Here, have you seen anything like that? Have you seen anybody buying books? I have not seen anybody buying, so I can't comment on that. If allegations, why should you come to me? We'll investigate that allegation.
Some delegates have received television sets and they say it's coming from your camp. Could you confirm or otherwise?
So if you give television sets to people, what is wrong with it when you gift things to people? Is this the first time I'm gifting things to people?
However, the party released a statement condemning the vote buying allegations and pledged to investigate the matter. But a polling agent for Mohamed Ramni, Sedechi Shabasi, maintained that allegations of vote buying could not influence the will of the delegates.
You can't buy the conscience of the people. That is very, very disrespectful if you say you buy the conscience of the people. If you decide that you want to give people gifts, that's your own business. But to say to buy the conscience of the people to vote for you, I think I will not agree with that, because people are awake now.
After the polls were closed, the Electoral Commission declared Baba Jamal winner after he polled 431 votes, emerging ahead of the 4 other contenders.
Based on the results, Baba Jamal had the highest. He had 431 votes. I therefore declare Baba Jamal Ahmed as the parliamentary candidate-elect for Ayawaso East constituency.
In his acceptance speech, Baba Jamal thanked delegates for the confidence reposed in him and called for unity within the party ahead of the by-election.
This victory is not for me alone, but it's for all of us. This is an internal election. One must win. And if Allah says I'm the one, I invite them to join me so that together we'll raise the flag of NDC very high.
President John Dramani Mahama has revoked the appointment of the primary winner, Baba Jamal, as High Commissioner to Nigeria over allegations of vote buying. The party has also set up a committee.
Well, Assembly member for Ayawaso East, Umar Sanda Mohammed, has assured constituents that his campaign will not be based on vote buying, but on working diligently with the grassroots to boost development in Nima. He made the remarks while addressing his supporters after submitting his nomination forms at the Electoral Commission head office to contest the Ayawaso East parliamentary seat as an independent candidate. There's more in this.
Speaking to GHOne TV after submitting documents at the Electoral Commission's office, Umar Sanda Mohammed said his decision to go independent is driven by what he describes as untoward manipulation within the party's internal processes. He explained that his aim is to change the political narrative and offer voters a credible alternative. He further assured constituents that his campaign will not be built on vote buying, but on engaging the grassroots to address development challenges in the area.
What are they illustrating now? It's a manipulation of the system. So I'm presenting my form and standing as independent today because the system has already been manipulated. And I want to change the narrative and change everything. They are not going to let people buy vote in the community. buying votes is not what they need. What they need the person who can work. Who can do the work? Who can do the work, and I am the person who is doing all that. For about 20 years, I'm serving the community. So I am the one that they need, and they said, go on independent, we are going to vote for you. So that is why I picked up.
Meanwhile, supporters of Umar Sanda Mohammed, who thronged the Electoral Commission's office in their numbers to show solidarity, expressed confidence in his leadership qualities, citing his commitment to job creation and infrastructural development, particularly within the Nima community.
Growing up, he's the only one we know who supports Nima. And any problem you have, anything development, anything to put Nima on the map, anything to go forward, he's the one people look forward to. And I do youth need to ma and I because youth need be need to ma and some who scan no move baby Roma Danny Crawford and so penom Danny Crawford no because on ye Juma and so my youth a Juma no yeah no one to me and you know we are in the war one say wouldn't be from Rankwan so I used no one need to my and say what's my papa no be my youth is why I
100%. The only candidate for Nima, for East was the only right person. All those sharing those things. Nobody, how can you give me something to vote for you? If you give me something to vote for you, that means you are not like a right person to lead. You giving out something means that when you come on power, you are buying my vote. When you come on power, you have to cover up what you lost. You can't give me something for free. There's nobody who will give you something for free.
With the by-election approaching, Umar Sanda Mohammed says he remains focused on issue-based campaigning and grassroots development as he prepares to contest the Ayawaso seat as an independent candidate.
All right, so let's get back to that conversation because quite a lot has been happening with Ayawaso East and the man Obed Kingaglo. Now, he's been in the constituency. He's been examining things and moods around the constituency, and he's joined me in studio to help us appreciate the dynamics, especially after that election and all that has happened from the party, from the presidency, the issues about vote buying and how the reactions have all followed through. Obed Kingaglo has joined me. Kin, welcome.
Thank you very much.
I know it's been a very busy day, and I can tell that there's been so much you've been looking at. So talk to me about this whole Ayawaso East elections and the matters arising.
Right. So, though the issue of Baba Jamal is top on the discussion, I can tell you that campaign activities has already begun in the constituency. As you saw, that independent candidate submit his form to the Electoral Commission, and so today in the constituency, it's been busy. The MPP has also endorsed the candidates to contest the election.
And that was the candidate from the 2024 general elections.
Exactly so. And so people are lacing their boots for massive and rigorous campaign activity. But let me come back to the NDC. So I went to the constituency, spoke to constituency executives about what they make of the decision by the party to investigate the alleged vote buying by the various aspirants. They feel like the narrative has been changed and is focused on only Baba Jamal because all aspirants allegedly gave out gifts.
But isn't that because what we have seen is what we saw Baba Jamal distribute to the people? And then the interview he also granted to say that, well, he spends about 2 million cedis every year in given to the community. And he did not reject those allegations the gifts that we're talking about, including the TVs, were coming from him.
In fact, they actually admitted to that gift claims and said that Baba Jamal is a philanthropist and that he does that each and every year. So for the constituency executive, they are waiting for the outcome of the investigation by the party, but they are saying that any attempt to annul the election will not augur well for the party in the constituency, as it will bring divisions in the party. So I spoke to some of the constituency executives, and that's what they had to say.
What people are speculating, saying about Baba, that he has shared a TV to delegates, to me as a loyalist, is not true. even though I have seen people sharing TV to delegates. But what I want to let you know and understand that those TV sets you saw wasn't coming from Baba. It was coming from Baba's friends who came to donate to people.
Interesting.
Do you understand? Wow. It was a gift to Baba's, to the delegates. So Baba didn't do that on his own. Well, what I want the party to know is that we have seen those who have given things to delegates to induce the election. The chairman gave out 113 motorbikes. Are you aware that, according to Musa Dankwa, the 168 MPs are against Baba Jamal? Right. Are you aware that 3 days to the election, some MPs went to the Haji Amine's house to donate 100,000 to her? Don't you know that one too could influence the election?
But we have concluded that since the party hierarchy have formed a committee to see to this issue, we have to leave it to them to deal with it. By tomorrow, they say by tomorrow, they will give it the verdict.
That communique released by the parliamentary caucus is moot. It's moot. In the first place, none of them has contacted us. You understand? You as parliamentary caucus, some of you may be coming from Tamale, wherever. We were on the ground. And as constituency executives, we are the custodians of the party within this jurisdiction. So whatever happens here, first you need to connect with us. You understand? And then find out, oh, what do you think? We are hearing this. What is going on? None of them has connected with us. And I can tell you, none of them was even on the grounds on that day. None of them was there. So how do you then conclude that indeed something went wrong? We want to take the party position because both the parliamentary caucus and the constituency here, we are all under the party. And the party has given a directive.
Right, so you've been engaging the people in the constituency, and it looks like there are mixed reactions to the entire reactions we're seeing to the whole issue from the majority caucus in parliament, from the party itself. We know that Mahama Yariga has stepped down and has been replaced with former Tamale Central MP Yunus Afusheni for that particular committee. President Mahama has also taken decisions based on that. So what really is the way forward, especially from your engagements with them on the constituency?
So for my engagement, some parties are happy about the decision by the party to investigate and bring out an outcome.
Right.
Others are also not happy, especially, the community is predominantly a Muslim community, a Zongo, as we all call it, a Zongo community. And the chiefs in the area are also speaking. Right. So they held a press conference and they say that any attempt by the party to annul this very election and rerun it will lead to chaos in the community, because they believe that whoever has emerged winner should be allowed to run on the ticket of the NDC, because already some youth are agitating, and so any attempt to rerun the election will bring about confusion and chaos in the Nima community. So the chief spoke to the media a while ago before I came back to the office. So that's the chief who will be speaking very soon.
All the contestants, our brothers and sisters, and we have them and we love them so much than anything else. Nevertheless, no matter what, during elections, one will come out victorious. Honorable Baba Jamal has won the election, and we the chiefs are congratulating him for coming out victoriously. May the Almighty Allah guide him and bless him. We are appealing to everyone to give out their support to the winner and the loser, because they are all ours. No differences among us. Now that Baba Jamal has become victorious, we are going to work out so that we all work together with one common goal. We, the Nima people, are united. We will not let anyone divide us. We are strongly behind our MP, and we shall continue to be behind him. Any MP that will be for Nima is for us, and therefore we are always behind any MP that will lead us.
So if they say they are going to cancel the elections,
We don't know what is going to happen. So let us keep the result as it is. There's no election there's no problem in it. So we appeal to them to leave it as it is. Had it been, it is a different person who won the election. It is the same thing that we the chiefs will go with him. So we are one people and one destiny. We are bringing our heads together with the winner of the election to work hand in hand, because we have seen no any reason why that they should cancel the election.
Right, so those are the chiefs in Nima, basically calling on the party to rescind the decision to look into the matter and possibly annul the elections, as is the call from the majority caucus.
Exactly so. Baba Jamal has been speaking today too,
right?
But he's saying that until such a time that the investigations are over, he's urging his supporters to remain calm,
right?
So that the party will conclude in the investigation, and he believes that he will come out victorious. So those are the happenings in the constituency. We'll be following tomorrow as the campaign begins to gauge the mood in the constituency.
Right. Obed, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving us the update there. But let's get on the phone lines now and speak to Professor Dujemfi. He is joining us to have a discussion on this particular matter, looking at the decisions that have been taken or the decisions that the party intends to take as against what the presidency has also done, the majority caucus. So much happening as a result of the fallout from the Ayawaso East NDC parliamentary primaries. Prof, thank you so much for your time tonight. And so when you look at the landscape, the party says it's instituting some investigations into the matter. The majority caucus says that they want a rerun of the elections and the total annulment of what happened over the weekend and all that. What do you make of all these that is happening?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. I mean, fundamentally, we know that they have used unconventional and highly unacceptable strategies to win. The parties involved have gone through what by optics would say is vote buying. It is left with the legal regime to either within the party or broadly within the national constitutional arrangement as to who takes steps to say that this is not free and fair elections. How can we say that if you buy vote and you win power, it is free and fair? It doesn't matter if all actors therein have also participated in such crime or offense. What is important is that we need to all see that they have not used due process leading up to the elections and also the final outcome thereof. It is equally important for us to see that the NDC as a party has every right for it to do a house cleaning exercise, better still to reflect on what has gone wrong in terms of the primaries, whether want to allow the status quo to remain or they find it necessary to correct the mix-up or to correct such unfortunate trend which has taken over our body politics of the country.
Right.
How do we resolve that? And I think that the NDC owes itself that duty of care to ensure that they turn a new leaf and redirect themselves to the right path, proper democratic credentials. And I think that is what they need around this time. Mr. Baba Jamal is an old politician. He understands the rules of the game. He knows that around this time, the unconventional strategy is vote buying. All parties will do it, and the highest bidder must win. It's possible he did that, and he won the day. What is important is that we all will see that it is not right, and it cannot continue.
Right.
So the NDC has a responsibility to turn things around, looking forward even into the future.
Well, but Prof, does the position or stance of the majority in Parliament, does it have any impact whatsoever on the investigations that the NDC says it wants to conduct into this particular allegations of vote buying?
The lawyers will say that he who seeks equity must come with clean hands. I'm sure that if they have not committed such sins, they may be able to throw stones against Mr. Baba Jamal. But if they are not saints and they are not angels, and possibly they have also flouted the laws governing elections, especially primaries, then I'm sure it will only be a whitewashing exercise, potentially and possibly wishy-washy and whimsical.
Right, Prof, thank you for your time tonight. But let's get back on Zoom and now engage Michael Donyina Mensah, he's Executive Director of the Center for Public Opinion and Awareness. Now, he today released an opinion piece on the entire issue of vote buying and why we're seeing this in our body politics. Because, mind you, it's not limited to the NDC. We saw that also in the MPP primaries as well. And it's been a trend over the last couple of years with some people and some institutions as well saying that we need to expunge this because it's making politics very, very expensive and we are not getting the right kind of leadership because we've monetized everything. Michael, so you mentioned that the expanded delegate system could be a reason why we are seeing what you're seeing. How so?
Oh, Joshua, it is absolutely so. And I think that the NDC as a political party has really played, or let me put it in this way, toyed with it before. And this whole issue of vote buying, you see, we are pretending as if it is just something that is coming up. It is something that gradually creeped into our body politic and was gradually, was becoming the norm. So this issue with Baba Jamal happens to be a situation where he is being used as a scapegoat, obviously in this particular situation. But as the statement actually said, we just want to see something, some structural action beyond just these condemnations and investigations. And the political parties know exactly what to do. And what to do is to expand the delegate system so that it virtually makes it impossible to bribe your way to political office.
But really, what can the parties do? You say they know what to do, but what can they do? Because now we have a situation where the delegates themselves have now feel very entitled. You remember the MPP elections? We sat in the studio and then we saw and heard from some persons in Ododo who said they were not voting unless they get some 700 cities that had been promised them by Brian Echampon's camp. And so even though they took 1,000 cities from Ken and Dr. Bawumia's camps, they did not vote because the 700 did not come. There's that sense of entitlement. What can the parties do?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Joshua. When you go into some of these party structures, those are the grassroots. For MPP, we call them the polling station agents. And for NDC, we have the branch executives. They always call such elections cocoa season because some of them actually get into these positions with that expectation. And it is absolutely wrong. So what we are trying to say is that if the parties are able to put these structures in place, it will gradually weed out people who come into these positions with such interest and such, such demands, and that would gradually weed it out. You see, this is particularly very important for the NDC, as we're saying, because if you look at the history of the NDC as a political party, there were times that before NDC became NDC and it was PNDC, they even had to, execute some political people just because they thought they were corrupt. So for a party which really comes from such a history to be involved in this level of vote buying really is very regrettable. So that's why we're saying that the political parties know exactly what to do. The best way is to expand the delegate system so that it becomes virtually impossible to bribe your way to political office. It might be difficult to really implement effectively the expanded delegate system, but it is definitely worth it because it will really sanitize our democracy.
Bro, Michael, thank you so much for your time tonight. That's Michael Mensah. He is the Executive Director for the Center for Public Opinion and Awareness, adding their 2 cents to the issue of monetizing of our politics. Well, that's it for Insight tonight. Well, to one of our headline stories this evening, the High Court in Accra has granted bail to Alhaji Saidu Abagri, also known as Na Sheriga, a retired teacher accused of holding himself out as a chief without qualification in the Boko chieftaincy saga in the sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis bail with 2 sureties after the Attorney General waived the right to oppose bail. The court has instructed Alhaji Saidu Abagri, aka Na Sheriga, not to hold himself out as a chief. Now, as part of his bail conditions, he is barred from traveling outside Accra until further notice. EIB Network's legal affairs correspondent Mutala Inusa has more.
The High Court in Accra has granted bail to Alhaji Saidu Abagri, 78, who has been charged for holding himself as a chief without license or without qualification bail in a sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. As part of the bail conditions, he's expected to report to the NIB headquarters twice every week, specifically Mondays and Thursdays. He's also to not to hold himself as a chief, and that his lawyers have indicated strongly of opposing to that. Again, the court has directed that in respect of all these actions, Alhaji Saidu Abagri is not supposed to travel out of the jurisdiction of Accra until further notice or until such time that the court grants him that permission to do so.
Would the state be able to keep him in custody forever? No. So to make it simple, it's good the state has done the honorable thing by saying they are not opposed to bail. And so that tells a very good story that this is a state that 2 weeks ago was minded to keep him in custody. 2 weeks on, the state says, represented by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Mensah, saying that they are not opposed to bail. So accused has been admitted to bail, and we are taking steps to fulfill the bail conditions. So that's good.
In respect of the order of the court for him not to travel out of the jurisdiction of Accra, Martin Pebu has been reacting to that.
With a right that if he wants to go outside Accra, he has to seek leave of the court. Yes, it's because of the security situation. So the court is saying that anytime he wants to go out of Greater Accra, that's the one he has to inform the court. So we'll do a motion. They apply to the court that, let's say, he wants to go to Nalerigu or he wants to go to Tamale.
The court indeed praised the Attorney General, led by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Mensah, and the defense lawyers, led by Martin Pebu, conducted themselves in a manner that has ensured that this case has been devoid of violence.
I've been appealing to the people, and I'm going back there to appeal to them to be calm, right? All of that have contributed to the calm situation, the peace that we have. And in court too, we've not unnecessarily made the work of the judge difficult, etc. Because this tension is not only tension among the people, it also translates to lawyer and translates to the court as well.
Until March 23rd, when the matter reappears, the case has since been adjourned to March 23 for prosecution to ensure that they file their necessary processes and disclosures. In respect of disclosures, Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Mensah indicated some of its processes will be done in camera, a decision Martin Pebu did not oppose. From the Law Court Complex here in Accra.
Well, let's look at some health stories. And a medical doctor at Essence Clinic and its diagnostic laboratory, Dr. Mensah, is advocating early cervical cancer screening as a critical step towards preventing avoidable deaths among women. He stated that routine screening enables early detection and timely treatment. Dr. Mensah made the call on the sidelines of a screening exercise organized by Essence Clinic here in Accra.
According to the World Health Organization, cervical cancer is the 4th most common cancer among women globally, with an estimated 660,000 new cases and 350,000 deaths recorded in 2022. Nearly all cases are linked to high-risk strains of the human papilloma virus, commonly known as HPV. In Ghana, cervical cancer is the 2nd most common cancer among women, causing between 1,699 and 1,815 deaths each year. Speaking during a screening exercise organized by Essence Clinic, the director of the Institution of Care Division of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Lawrence Ofori-Bwedu, bemoaned the alarming rate of cases and called for the decentralization of cervical cancer services across the country.
As Ghana Health Service, and to extend the Ministry of Health, we are decentralizing cancer services so care does not begin and end at tertiary hospitals alone. As was said by the Regional Director of Health Services, cervical cancer screening is being expanded to districts and sub-districts. Frontline health workers trained to detect
On his part, a medical doctor at Essence Clinic and its diagnostic laboratory, Dr. Mensah, urged women to prioritize early cervical cancer screening.
The alarming part is that close to 2,000 women are dying every year of cervical cancer, and they are dying because of late detection of the disease. So we are advocating that early detection, periodic, regular screening. Don't wait for symptoms to occur. Don't wait, because one thing about cancer is once symptoms begin to show, it could be very difficult to treat the disease. And always the end result of most cancers is death.
In all, over 100 women in the area were screened for cervical cancer, with a call for more women to embrace routine screening to stem the tide of deaths associated with the disease.
Well, you're still watching news tonight here on GHOne Television. Let's bring you the latest in the world of business.
The Business Brief is brought to you by CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Well, in business tonight, the Abosokai Spare Parts Dealers Association is threatening a one-week strike to impress on the government to revise the newly implemented Value Added Tax Act 2025, which is Act 1151, which according to them is negatively impacting their businesses. The association emphasized that the new VAT law defeats particularly fairness, competitiveness and voluntary compliance within the spare parts sector. The operators of the largest spare parts market in West Africa claim the 20% VAT is too high and creates unfair competition, as some dealers don't charge VAT due to lower turnover. They are therefore proposing a lower VAT rate of between 5 and 8% or a flat rate of 3% to boost compliance and protect jobs. Well, the Ministry of Roads and Highways has explained that the construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road from Atia Junction near Buankra to Akom, as well as the lack of expropriation costs in the original design of Tier 4 interchange, are the reasons for the new design of Tier 3 Swami interchange. Addressing a press conference, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Gavins Agboja, highlighted that the original design did not provide for full compensation for land and property to be affected by the construction of that 4-tier interchange. Now, he emphasized that compensation costs alone now account for 50% of the full cost of constructing a 4-tier interchange as compared to a Tier 3 interchange.
The Kumasi Outer Ring Road commences at Atia Junction near Buankra and traverses the following towns: Jabin, Kasam, Tano Odumasi, Ahonjo, and finally ends at Akom on the N10. This new construction offers an even more appropriate connection from the N10 to Akom to N6 to Wankra, and shortens the travel time for vehicles traveling from northern part of the country to the southern part of the country, vice versa. Construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road will divert most of the traffic up north from the city center. Swami will therefore require less capacity than previously projected. As much as the original design was not arbitrary, it offered what it could based on the opportunities that existed at the time. And with the construction of the Outer Ring Road, an even more appropriate option is being offered. Key features of the original 4-tier Swami interchange. As indicated above, the design, even though was not arbitrary, was limited, and detailed cost-benefit analysis would reveal that the modifications being proposed is a superior solution to the challenges.
Well, Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways Alhassan Saibu Suini has lauded Apollonia City's infrastructure drive, describing its road project as a benchmark for modern urban development in Ghana. Speaking at the project's groundbreaking ceremony, the Deputy Minister said delivering road infrastructure ahead of demand improves mobility, stimulates economic activity, and enhances quality of life for residents. There's more in this report.
Ghana's quest for modern sustainable urban development has received a major boost as Apollonia City begins a new phase of road infrastructure works. The groundbreaking ceremony, held in partnership with Core Construction Limited, marks a significant milestone in the expansion of one of Ghana's fastest growing master-planned cities. The project involves the construction of 25 kilometers of high-quality asphalt roads, complete with pedestrian walkways, cycling lanes, curbs, road markings, landscaped corridors, stormwater drainage system, and utilities crossings designed to meet future urban demands. Delivering his address, the Deputy Roads Minister described the project as a clear demonstration of how forward planning and private investment can support national development goals.
This your initiative aligns with our Big Push agenda, and it seamlessly aligns with our national vision for integration when it comes to urban planning, where transportation infrastructure and community development go hand in hand. Well-planned roads are more than just asphalt and concrete. They are lifelines that improve accessibility, reduce congestion, boost local economies, and elevate the quality of life for residents.
Country head and managing director of Apollonia City, Peminas Marisi, said road infrastructure remains the backbone of every successful city. He noted that the investment reinforces Apollonia City's infrastructure-first philosophy.
Well, that's it for business. Let's bring you the sports.
The Business Brief was brought to you by CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Well, in sports this evening, after a 2-2 in the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier at the Accra Sports Stadium, the tie remains finely balanced heading into the rerun leg. Agnes Yeboah and Linda Owusu were on target for Ghana as both sides shared the spoils in Accra. Now the Black Princesses will now travel to South Africa for the decisive second leg on Saturday, February 14. Speaking after the match, head coach Charles Sampson admitted the team had set out to win at home, but stressed that the ultimate focus is securing qualification in South Africa.
Not. The aim was that we should win. We wanted to win. But in football, certain times you get some lapses. I'm glad that this is not the end and we have one more game. And now we're going to psych ourselves, prepare the team well, and then go to South Africa and qualify to the next round. That's our aim now. Absolutely. Other than that, we wouldn't be here. We know that it is two-game issue with us home and away. That's why we are here. We're going to prepare, make sure we go to South Africa.
Well, as the Accra Sports Stadium continues to serve as a key venue for several national and international sporting activities, preparations are also underway for more athletics championships scheduled for May. In response to concerns about the condition of the facility, Director General of the National Sports Authority has assured that there have been no complaints so far regarding the stadium or its tracks. Now, he further emphasized that Ghana is fully prepared and ready to successfully host the beach soccer tournament slated for May.
Yeah, sure. As I said, the head of athletics is definitely on point. We've not had any adverse reports or complaints. Everything is on course, per their schedule and timetable. I think what we need to be also focusing on is getting more corporate support. It's huge. Every time you host such a championship, it is quite a colossal cost, and they're doing well to make sure that they bring in corporate Ghana and global corporates to support this championship. So far, I believe the tracks, I've not had any reports that would suggest we have a problem there, but I'm sure everything is in place. Absolutely. The home of beach soccer is Laboma, and definitely we will be ready to host.
Well, that's it for sports. Let's bring you GHOne. Well, the Gold Bond RTP Awards came off over the weekend, and EIB Network once again proved its dominance in Ghana's broadcast media landscape after sweeping 4 major awards at the 15th edition of the awards. There's more in this report.
EIB Network recorded a remarkable showing at the 15th edition of the Gold Bond Radio and TV Personality Awards, with 3 of its broadcasters and 1 television program emerging winners on the night. The prestigious awards ceremony held on Saturday celebrated excellence in Ghana's broadcast media industry and recognized outstanding contributions across radio, television, and digital platforms. Radio journalist Nadede Tete added to the network's success by winning Female Radio Newscaster of the Year, further highlighting EIB Network's strong presence across both radio and television broadcasting.
So a very big thank you to God, first of all, and then to the management of EIB Network. It's been a journey. I started as a volunteer at Radio Universe, went to Joy FM, Class FM, and then EIB. I've been there since 2017. So yeah, next year will be 10 years. I'd like to say a very big thank you. This has been a journey. It's just not been me. There's been great people who have believed in me. The first person to ever put me on radio, I say thank you to you. That continuously believes in me as well. And God bless all of you. Have a good evening.
Celebrated broadcaster Sewa Amihia also secured the award for Female Newscaster of the Year, reinforcing her influence and impact in Ghana's media space.
The winner is Sewa Amehe, GHOne TV.
EIB Network's wins also included renowned broadcaster Lily Mohammed, who was adjudged Female Newscaster of the Year for her exceptional delivery and professionalism in broadcast journalism.
It's been a long time coming. This is not just an award, it's a testament to the long nights, the early mornings, and everything that comes together in this craft. So thank you very much to the organizers, to my team, the EIB Network. Thank you for the honor and the dedication towards my craft.
In program excellence, EIB Network's television show, Duvet, a relationship and intimacy development program, was crowned Development Program of the Year, applauded for its educational content and positive social impact. Management of EIB Network expressed gratitude to audience, partners, and stakeholders for their continued support, describing the win as a testament to the network's commitment to quality journalism, impactful programming, and media excellence. The accolades reinforce EIB Network's position as one of Ghana's leading multimedia networks and reflect its dedication to shaping meaningful conversations while setting high standards in broadcasting.
Is rising in Tanzania after police arrested Chadema Deputy Chairperson GHOne outside the High Court in Dar es Salaam. Had gone to attend the treason trial of opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who was arrested in April and faces a possible death sentence. Rights groups and opposition figures say the arrest signals growing political repression. Lisa's lawyer, Dr. Rugemeleza, claims prison authorities now monitor meetings there. Well, that's it for the international news. Well, thank you so much for making time to join us for the bulletin tonight. Grateful for your company. I am Joshua. Kodjo Mensah. Have a wonderful evening.